Can you believe it? In just a few short minutes, a silent signal inside your body could determine the rest of your life. Every single day, thousands of older adults experience warning signs of a stroke, yet most of them dismiss these signals, thinking it's just fatigue, aging, or ordinary stress. Sadly, this very complacency causes them to lose the golden window to stop a devastating stroke before it strikes. In this video, I'll reveal the top 5 dangerous stroke signs that 80% of seniors overlook. But that's not all. You'll also discover 2 simple foods and 1 powerful method that have helped many people dramatically lower their risk of stroke. And most importantly, at the end of the video, I'll share the 3 essential pillars that experts confirm are the true keys to successful stroke prevention. Stay with me until the end, because mastering this knowledge could mean the difference between living a healthy, independent life or facing a future of dependency. First, you need to understand this clearly. If you've ever experienced a transient ischemic attack, commonly known as a TIA, or what many people call a mini stroke, it is by no means a small matter. Think of it this way. A full-blown stroke is like your entire house losing power, leaving lasting damage to your appliances. A TIA, on the other hand, is more like your lights suddenly flickering on and off for a few seconds before returning to normal. The lights may come back, but that flicker is a warning sign that something is seriously wrong with the wiring. In your body, this happens when a blood clot temporarily blocks blood flow to the brain. You might suddenly feel weakness in an arm, have slurred speech, or experience blurred vision, all because brain cells are starved of oxygen. Then just as suddenly, the clot dissolves or moves and the symptoms disappear without permanent damage. But don't be fooled. That clot hasn't simply vanished from your life. It may be forming elsewhere, waiting for another chance to strike. Ignoring it is like ignoring a ticking time bomb. Consider it a wake-up call, one you should never dismiss. Here are 5 dangerous stroke warning signs that nearly 80% of older adults often overlook. Let's take a closer look at each warning sign, so if one day you or a loved one experiences them, you'll know what to do. 1. Brief confusion. During a TIA, blood flow to the brain is interrupted for just a few minutes. When the regions responsible for memory and reasoning don't receive oxygen, the brain essentially becomes temporarily disconnected. The person may feel disoriented, confused, or even unaware of where they are, despite being in a familiar environment. The danger lies in ignoring it. Many reassure themselves with, "I must just be tired," or "that's just aging." But the difference is clear. Age-related memory loss progresses gradually, while TIA-related confusion is sudden, unpredictable, and disappears quickly. That's why experts call it the brain's knock on the door, a warning that a major stroke could be near. Research shows that within 48 hours of a TIA, the risk of a full stroke increases significantly. In other words, if you've had an unusual episode of confusion, you're in an extremely critical window. Every minute could make the difference between prevention and catastrophe. The right response is immediate action. Go to the hospital for advanced testing. Imaging such as MRI or carotid ultrasound can uncover small clots or plaques, the hidden culprits behind these brief lapses. The earlier they're found, the greater the chance of stopping a major stroke. 2. Sudden vision problems. Some patients describe the feeling as if a curtain was suddenly pulled down over one eye. Others see distorted or double images. Some report their entire field of vision becoming foggy, as though a film of mist covered everything. And rubbing or blinking doesn't improve it. This isn't because your eyes are failing, but because the occipital lobe at the back of the brain, which processes visual information, isn't receiving enough blood to function. When blood flow is briefly blocked by a passing blood clot, the signal from the eyes can't be processed normally, leading to vision loss or disturbance. The problem is that many people are too careless. They assume it's just, "My prescription is wrong," "My eyes are tired from reading too long," or "I must be sleep deprived." This very mistake causes them to miss a golden opportunity for early intervention. Meanwhile, studies show that those who have experienced sudden vision loss have a risk of a full-blown stroke within the next 48 hours that is many times higher than normal. Imagine you're walking outside, and suddenly the vision in one eye goes completely dark, as if a light bulb just went out. Just a few minutes later, your vision returns, and you're tempted to sigh in relief and act like nothing happened. But in reality, your brain just sent out an urgent distress signal. That wasn't a minor issue. It was a warning that the vascular system in your brain is in danger. If this happens, the most important thing isn't to wait for your vision to come back. It's to call emergency services immediately, because while you hesitate, a full-blown stroke could strike at any moment. Doctors can perform specialized tests such as a cerebral angiogram, carotid ultrasound, or blood work to find the underlying cause. 3. Severe dizziness or loss of balance. We've all felt a little dizzy after standing up too quickly or lightheaded after a long, tiring day. These situations are usually harmless and pass with rest. But dizziness from a TIA is entirely different. It's not a fleeting, mild wooziness. It can make you feel like the entire room is spinning violently, like you're trapped on a high-speed merry-go-round you can't get off. In those moments, a person often has to cling to a wall, chair, or anything nearby to keep from falling. In addition to losing balance, they may also feel nauseous, vomit intensely, or even be unable to take a few simple steps. This symptom is directly related to the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for controlling balance and coordination. When the cerebellum doesn't receive enough blood, the body loses its central stabilizer, making it extremely difficult to stand or walk. Unfortunately, many people ignore this sign. They assume it's just low blood pressure, heat stroke, or simply due to old age. Some even think it's because of sleep deprivation or dehydration. But the key difference here is dizziness from a TIA is sudden, severe, unannounced, and often accompanied by a distinct loss of control. You don't just feel a little unsteady, you could collapse if you have nothing to hold on to. Remember, severe dizziness accompanied by loss of balance, nausea, double vision, or difficulty walking is never a normal sign, especially if it comes on unexpectedly and without a clear cause like standing up too quickly or motion sickness. You need to treat it as an emergency. In this case, calling 911 immediately is the wisest course of action. 4. Unusual fatigue. The feeling of tiredness after a long day of work or physical activity is something everyone experiences. Usually you can recover with a night's rest. But if one day you suddenly feel completely drained, to the point where lifting your arm feels heavy or taking a few steps becomes difficult, that is no longer normal fatigue. It could be a sign of a TIA. The worrying thing is that this symptom is often ignored. Many women, especially those in their middle and later years, tend to reassure themselves that they are just overloaded with work, stressed with family, or simply sleep-deprived. This self-dismissal causes them to miss a critical warning signal sent by their brain. Unlike normal fatigue, TIA-related exhaustion occurs very suddenly, intensely, with no clear cause, and disappears just as quickly. Imagine this. A woman is cooking and suddenly feels all the strength leave her hands, to the point where she can't even hold a spoon. Or a man is walking up the stairs, and after just a few steps, his legs feel like they can't be lifted. These situations last for just a few minutes, then disappear, which leads many people to casually dismiss them. But in truth, that's the brain's knock on the door, signaling that the risk of a full-blown stroke is getting closer. Medical research has shown that patients who have experienced such unusual exhaustion are many times more likely to have a stroke in the following days or weeks. This shows that the brief exhaustion is not a coincidence. It's a direct consequence of the brain being deprived of oxygen. 5. Sudden nausea or vomiting. When it comes to nausea or vomiting, most of us immediately think of the stomach. It could be due to spoiled food, food poisoning, or simply a digestive issue. But what few people know is that sudden nausea can also originate in the brain, and in many cases, it's a warning sign of a TIA or even a full stroke. This happens when the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for controlling balance and coordination, doesn't receive enough blood. When the cerebellum is starved of oxygen, its control signals become disorganized. The result is the body reacting with a sensation of severe dizziness, loss of balance, and accompanying nausea or vomiting. Many patients recall feeling as if they were on a boat in rough seas, their heads spinning, their stomach churning, and unable to stop the retching reflex. The danger is that this symptom is very easily mistaken. Many people think it's just heat stroke, a stomach bug, or the flu. They wait a few hours thinking they'll feel better after throwing up. But during that time, brain cells are still dying from a lack of oxygen. And if the real cause is a blood clot blocking blood flow to the brain, the delay in getting treatment can lead to a devastating full-blown stroke in a flash. Now imagine this. With just two common foods and one simple method, you can significantly reduce your risk of stroke. It might sound too good to be true, but it's a fact. The common thread between these two foods is their ability to stimulate the body to create a powerful molecule called nitric oxide. You can picture nitric oxide as a worker silently traveling through your blood vessels, helping them to soften and dilate, which in turn allows blood to flow more easily. When blood flows smoothly, blood pressure goes down, the heart is under less stress, and the risk of dangerous blood clots forming is significantly reduced. This is a natural mechanism your body already has. It just needs to be activated correctly. So what are the foods that can help you harness this power? The first name isn't a stranger, beets. Don't underestimate this small, deep red root. To scientists, it's truly a nitric oxide factory. Just 1 cup of beet juice has been shown to help lower blood pressure within a few hours. It's not just for everyday people either. Professional athletes also drink beet juice before a competition to increase their stamina. You can prepare beets however you like, juiced, roasted, boiled, or thinly sliced in a salad. No matter how you eat them, every bite of beet is a gift to your heart. The second companion is often overlooked. Arugula, also known as rocket. This green leafy vegetable has a slightly peppery, pungent flavor, and many people only see it as a flavor additive. But few know that arugula is among the most naturally nitrate-rich foods. Just a small handful of arugula added to a salad or sandwich helps your body create more nitric oxide, keeping your blood vessels soft and blood flow to the brain clear. Those small leaves don't just add flavor to your meal, they silently act as a shield, protecting you from stroke risk. And now let's talk about a silent enemy, one that is sometimes even more dangerous than cholesterol. It's cortisol, the stress hormone. When this hormone stays at a high level for a long time, what are the consequences? Your blood vessels constrict, causing blood pressure to rise. Your heart beats faster, constantly shouldering extra pressure. Inflammation in the body increases, and the delicate lining inside your arteries gets damaged. That damage creates conditions for plaque to form, narrowing the vessel and pushing stroke risk higher. In other words, even if you eat healthily and exercise regularly, if stress is still a daily presence, your stroke risk has not been eliminated. So what can we do? Thankfully, you don't need complicated measures. The important thing isn't to completely eliminate stress, because life is never without pressure, but to learn how to control your body's reaction to it. A simple tool you always carry with you is your breath. By simply stopping, taking a deep breath, and exhaling slowly, you activate your relaxation nervous system, helping your heart rate slow down, blood pressure drop, and cortisol levels calm down. An easy-to-remember technique is the 4-7-8 breathing method. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat a few times, and you'll feel your body relax immediately. And don't forget another important factor, sleep. When you sleep, your brain rests and clears out waste, and your blood pressure and heart rate naturally decrease. Quality sleep also helps hormones, including cortisol, rebalance. Lack of sleep not only makes you tired, but also puts your body in a state of prolonged stress. Think of sleep as a free medicine that you can use every night to protect your heart and brain. So there you have it. With just 2 common foods, beets and arugula, and by learning to control cortisol with deep breathing and quality sleep, you hold powerful tools to reduce your own stroke risk. So how can you manage stress? You can't eliminate it completely, but you can train your body's response to it. The simplest tool you always carry with you is your breath. Whenever you feel stressed, try the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and slowly exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. Do this a few times, and it's like shifting your body into relax mode. Your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure eases. Just 5 minutes a day, focusing only on your breath, can create a powerful change. And don't forget another free medicine: sleep. When you sleep, your brain clears away waste, your blood pressure and heart rate drop naturally, giving your heart and blood vessels time to rest. Sleep also helps balance your hormones, including the ones that regulate stress. Without enough sleep, blood pressure rises, inflammation increases, and your body's ability to heal declines. To sleep better, build a relaxing bedtime routine. Turn off the TV and your phone at least an hour before bed. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, and try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. But don't go anywhere yet, because now I want to share with you the 3 solid pillars that have helped countless people lower their risk of stroke and live healthier, happier lives. The first pillar is social connection. It may surprise you, but keeping close relationships is one of the most powerful medicines for your heart and brain. As we age, our circles of friends often shrink, but if we make the effort to connect, joy and health come back into our lives. Think about it: a cheerful family dinner, a warm chat with a close friend, or a good laugh at a social gathering. These aren't just moments of happiness. They also reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and protect your blood vessels. If you're not sure where to start, join a book club, take a dance class, or simply walk with a neighbor. Even volunteering can create a deep sense of purpose and connection. And here's the bonus: when you're around people who care, they may notice health changes before you do. The second pillar is a healthy lifestyle as natural medicine. Don't think of exercise as a heavy obligation. Instead, see it as a way to rediscover the joy of movement. A brisk walk in the park, a few hours tending your garden, or a gentle yoga class, all of these boost circulation and keep your heart strong. The same goes for food. Instead of dieting, think of it as nourishing your body with smart choices. Dark leafy greens or a glass of deep red beet juice help your body produce nitric oxide, a tiny but powerful molecule that relaxes blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and keeps blood flowing smoothly to the brain. And finally, the third pillar: become your doctor's partner. A medical checkup shouldn't be a one-way lecture. It should be a two-way conversation. At your next appointment, ask questions like, what's my personal risk of stroke? Should we do an ultrasound of my carotid arteries to check for plaque? Or if you have atrial fibrillation, is my current treatment plan the best option to prevent blood clots? When you approach your doctor this way, they stop being just a provider of care. They become your most trusted ally in protecting your health. These 3 pillars, staying socially connected, living a healthy lifestyle, and working closely with your doctor, form the strong foundation for building a longer, healthier, and happier life. You see, by focusing on just 3 simple pillars: social connection, a healthy lifestyle, and partnering with your doctor, you can greatly reduce your risk of stroke and enjoy a life that's safer, healthier, and happier. If this video brought you value, take just a second to hit like and subscribe to Senior Health Guide. Not only will that ensure you never miss the next important video, but it also helps us share life-saving health knowledge with even more people. And don't forget to tap the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever we post new content. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Wishing you and your loved ones health, happiness, and peace. And I'll see you again in the next video.